welcome everyone to Beijing, China. Day 2 of competition here on Skate to Milano, the qualifying event for the Milano Winter Olympic Games. I'm Ted Bart along with Mark Honradi on site as we just completed the men's short program, and that was an exciting event. And now it'll be the first medal event and the first time we will see those confirmed to qualify for the Olympic Games. Mark?
Yes, and as we look forward to the pairs free skate, we can confirm that there are 3 guaranteed spots at this competition for teams wanting to go to the Milano Olympic Games in 2026. And this, the least spots available across the 4 disciplines, 3 in pairs, 4 in ice dance, and 5 in men's and women's singles. So the energy in the arena is both excitement and nerves, really. And I can't dispute that.
I think this event has turned out to be more than just those Olympic spots. I think what we've discovered is a different type of event, which includes a wider range of abilities and stories. We know the background stories. We don't have enough time to tell them all, but they are extraordinary. And
interestingly, in the break between the men's short program and this, the pairs free skate, we saw some of the athletes and some of the coaches, and just chatting to Michael Brezina, who's acknowledging he himself an Olympian, stating that the energy in all the athletes is that of Olympic Games type of caliber. There is a nervousness amongst the athletes, which is both exciting but also testament to the novelty of this event.
Well, to the reality of the event.
Yes.
A special moment. Well, the pairs free program coming up in just a few moments. We'll review what we've seen so far.
And as we look ahead to that pairs free skate, I think that in the pairs event, Ted, there was perhaps less of a prediction as consistent as that which we've seen so far in the men's and women's singles events, where the results thus far are perhaps more akin to what we expected. The pairs event, I think, has more
unpredictability.
Exactly.
Well, we will see in just a few moments. You're losing your voice there, Mark.
It's all the emotion, I think, that we're just so mindful of what this means to these skaters. And
I think that's the one thing that is interesting for us, is that we were skaters on our first step on the ice to the effort to make Olympics and World Championships, etc. So we understand the journey. And we've been coaches as well, so we understand that journey. And we're parents as well, so we understand that journey.
Yeah.
So while we watch these athletes pursuing a dream that just seems like a dream, doesn't seem a possibility, to get this far, that becomes maybe it's possible. We understand the emotion not only of the athlete, but of the parents and the family members, the friends and family around the world. As we take a look at the officials, we thank them for all the time that they give to the sport, because they themselves had to have a journey to get to this level.
Absolutely, and we look forward to hopefully seeing some wonderful skating, but irrespective of the skates, the cleanliness, the results, the points, the scores, they're all human beings, and so we're here to enjoy the performances, but I think there's also a need to be really mindful and respectful of what the skaters are doing for us as fans of the sport right now. They're putting themselves out there with a huge amount of pressure and stress and anxiety.
And we have to give, as we see the countdown clock for the introduction of the first group, we have to give the credit, a lot of credit to the ISU for the efforts that they've been made. Any organization doesn't always make the right decisions, but they have a vision, and this group has a vision that will change the sport. We don't know how, but they're asking a lot from fans, from coaches, from us, from everybody. So that's exciting in itself, that they're searching how to be better, how to be different, and yet keep the core of what it is.
Yes, you, Ted, have been working with the International Skating Union for decades now, myself for a much shorter space of time, but I'm very mindful in the short space of time that I've been working with the organization of the effort for growth and development, and the Go ISU vision certainly seems abrim with excitement and motivation to see our sport excel, not just in the Winter Olympic Games, but across the globe in the sporting arenas.
3, 2, 1, and here we go.
And so the first team to skate in the pairs free skate, Tae Ok Ryom and Kum Chol Han. And then to the Austrian representatives, Sophia Schaller and Livio Meyer. And then to the final team in this opening group, Julia Silvia Gunnarsdottir and Manuel Piazza.
Now, there will be just these 3 skaters after the warm-up to perform, and then another ice resurfacing. When you have an odd number group, they always ice resurface after the first group. It's always a bit of a surprise, or was a surprise for us. Now we're in the pattern.
Yeah, and I think that the constant evolution and development of the sport, this to build excitement so that the final, well, in this instance, Olympic spots are built up with energy from 2 groups rather than just 1.
So let's talk a little bit further about the Vision 2030. We have new partners on board here. We just learned about that.
Yes, the International Skating Union is delighted to have partnered with Pelion, which has become the official sport apparel provider for the International Skating Union, and there's so much of this collaboration is in line with the Go ISU vision. The brand is ethos is about being back to nature.
It's been wonderful clothing. We have some now. We'll be wearing that in the future for sure.
Yeah.
And it's been all around with the officials and the staff, and great to have them on board as partners. And I'm all over the word nature.
Yeah, interesting to see the growing sense of family and community in the International Skating Union, and now that the officials and the judges have also been assigned some of the clothing, we continue to cement a united front to support the sport and the athletes visually.
And the growth, because lots will happen over the next 4 years after these Olympic Games, when the new Congress takes place in June, and new people might be coming on board, but a new vision. And what will unfold over the next 4 years is innovation, a lot of innovation.
Yeah, the vision, Go ISU, stands for growth, opportunity, innovation, safeguarding, and unity. That's something that we look forward to seeing, helping to push our sport ever forward to increase the engagement with fans.
And I think we know, we've been in the sport all of our lives, and I think we know this can be much better. Not the athletes, they're great, it's great, but we can present this better. We can tell the story better. And also, this sport is so difficult, people have no concept. Do they know that? Because they make it look easy.
Yeah.
So how can we help the audience understand these remarkable, extraordinary athletes? And I'm sure they're going to come to some innovation in that. And we're part of that at the moment, and that's a great joy for us to do it.
And interestingly, I think when I see the reviews from those that watch the sport, those that have been skaters themselves, and particularly I believe those that have been skaters to an elite level, have a profound respect for all the other athletes in this arena. Perhaps what we would love to express is to those that have not skated to this degree, to help them appreciate the enormous challenges that it takes to this caliber. Sometimes I notice that those that are quickest to critique are the ones that are less familiar with what is involved, and our job is to really just
it's kind of like
humanize.
We might do that about a movie or about a fashion or whatever, as we part way through the warm-up of Group 1. And the interesting thing for those who don't know much about the sport, the pairs certainly riskier elements, and they're quite aware where the other teams are on the ice, that you never really see anything that comes too close. Ice dance completely different because they're in their own world.
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned that about, I've just referenced how the appreciation for the sport tends to be greatest from those that have done it. I didn't compete as a pair skater, and my respect for the pair skaters is off the scale and off the chart. What these athletes achieve and showcase is just, well, it's mind-blowing.
Yeah, and we talked about this a little earlier, yesterday, in fact, about the type of personality or the makeup of the person that suits the discipline best. You go ice dance, it's pretty much show off. I mean, you got to be great. You have to be a great skater for sure, but it's pretty much performing and show off. And here, you have to be like a trapeze artist. You have to be like out of the circus. So these difficult, risky elements takes a different type of mindset, of course, and singles as well. A little bit in between both.
And I think, as we look at the Icelandic team working on their split triple twist, to me, I'm fascinated by movement, and when I look at my social media, I'm fascinated by great movement feats. And you mentioned trapeze artists. I think of some of the great athletic artists from Cirque du Soleil, and then I think, well, these skaters are doing it with knives on their feet on ice, and so we need to just present the sport in a way that garners the respect that maybe a Cirque du Soleil
That's the
artist would
point.
do.
That's the point, and that's what I think ISU will be moving towards, is how we present this remarkable sport, which has become sort of, I don't want to say commonplace for people to see, but they don't either understand it and they appreciate the beauty of it, but they don't understand the physicality of it, and that will be part of the science, perhaps, part of AI, part of, we don't know, but changes will come.
And how interesting to see the team from the People's Republic of Korea who are just doing their cool-down exercises in an attempt to just prepare themselves as best as is possible to open this competition. And some of the...
And just a light wave there from the lady in the red jacket.
And interestingly, although the audience numbers are not huge, certainly in the men's short program, there seemed to be an educated appreciation for the skating.
Yeah.
Perhaps those that are here viewing were also in attendance for the Beijing 2020.
Well, I think
no, they couldn't be because of COVID, silly me.
No, I think this is still not a bad audience at all. It's just a very big building, and every people will spread out. But it's starting to fill in, and it's great. And they've been really supportive and really loud, particularly for their hometown skaters, or their home nation skaters, but others as well. Here we go. This is the first event in which will be unveiled those who qualify for the Winter Olympic Games in Milano. And although medals will be won, it's the placements really that matters. And in this case, the medals match the placement. Just 3 teams, as you mentioned, Mark. So the podium skaters will move on to Olympics, or at least earn the spot for their nations.
The emotions.
Our first team is from the People's Republic of Korea, Tae Ok Wom and Kum Choi Han.
And Tae and Kum struggled in the short program with the side-by-side jumping pass, just a double for Tae Ok Wom in the short program yesterday. That will be their second element in this free skate to White Birch of Pektu. opening the pairs free skate, Tae Okryom and Kum Chohan, the People's Republic of Korea, and so polished and practiced in the transitional content. The uniformity in each and every transition was so well rehearsed. Technically weaker than we'll see in regards to the side-by-side jumping passes, just double jumps, but it just struck me how well prepped they were for each of the transitions.
Yeah, you can see a good 60 to 70% of this team has great quality in them, but the big elements, that 40%, are so important. And if you're going to do double toe combinations, or to throw double or a double salchow as opposed to double axel, you're just going to lose points, and that's okay. I mean, that's fine. That may be where they're at or the mistakes that they made. But in this competition, you know, battling for those spots, you need every element at the highest level.
Yeah, we have to assume that for success at senior international event in the pairs discipline, you would be looking at split triple twist, which we do see.
It's level 1, so we've seen 3 of the features to get to that highest level 4. There is the double toe combination. It was supposed to be triple toe double toe. Lost some points on that. Here's the throw triple salchow. That left elbow up quite high, right arm behind the back for rotation, gets the free leg out in time. There it is, and holds on to that landing. Yeah. But the throw triple loop a little bit later in the program, a little bit problematic. They have to step out of that. There's the group 3 lift. And that looks pretty good. This young man is very strong. Look at that. Normal skating around the rink. Carry feature.
I skated in the People's Republic of Korea and saw a bunch of young athletes all with that same kind of discipline of movement, and we saw these athletes stretching off the ice after their training session. There was a real focus on line and awareness. Cleanliness of movement appreciated.
The score, please.
Well, they have a 94.90 personal best score from last season. This will fall just a little bit short of that with a 91.35. They are the first team out in the free program with a 138.30 total competition score. Our next team represent Austria, 25-year-old Sophia Schaller, 27-year-old Livio Bauer, both born in Salzburg. Beautiful, beautiful place.
Sophia and Livio will skate to Cosmic Love by Florence and the Machine, and they open, as we saw with the first team, with split triple twist. A difficult skate for Austria's Sophia Charlotte and Livio Meyer. And at this junction in time, it's important just to acknowledge that Sophia has struggled with a back injury during the summer. That she's grateful to her coaches and partner and therapists that have helped her to be here. But of course, that undoubtedly must have played an impact in why we saw so many red boxes on the technical element.
Yeah, no question. And it's not an opportunity you want to miss, so you fight through whatever you have to get here.
She
it's a
clutches
privilege.
her back there.
Yeah, yeah. It's a privilege to be here. It's done now, and she's prepared for it best that she can.
And actually seeing these skaters in and around the building, they're just really good. They seem like really lovely, lovely humans.
Yeah. As they are greeted by Bruno Marcotte, their coach coming off the ice. One of the coaches.
Well, and working, I'm sure, with Megan Duhamel, because I was just saying that I think the dress that Sophia is wearing is one of the dresses that Megan won as a two-time world pair champion. So supported,
I believe
in many ways, by the coaching staff.
Well, here's a look at the twist. Here's the split. And that looks a little under. It comes in level 1, minus GOE of 1.38, so losing some scores off the base values. Double axles, good work. Up into the single.
Double for her.
Double for her, yeah. But they just get the points for the single after the double. Group 5, axle lift, most difficult group of lift. Takes the time. There's the hand release. There's the other hand release. Here's the throw, triple loop. You see the landing here. Not a lot of height on that, and did not have time or check that out early enough. You need to get that free leg back, passing right by that landing leg on contact with the ice.
And I feel watching Sophia and Livio that they know what is necessary, and they know that they're not in the competitive shape that they want to be at this event. And I just look forward to now hopefully seeing Sophia and Livio being able to have the time now before the next event. We're in mid-season, they need run-through time.
Well, the first thing is be healthy enough to do the run-through time.
Yes.
And this will be the check after this event to see what the condition is and can they get back on the ice and do the type of work that's necessary to really take them to the next level. So much goes into this that no one sees.
And just knowing the life commitment and being in Canada, so many people will be supporting them.
89.04 score for the free program, that is second. Total competition score of 139.86, and that'll put them at the moment into first place, second team out. 9 teams to come. Our next team represents Iceland. 20-year-old Julia Silvia Gunnarsdottir and 25-year-old Manuel Piazza.
Using the same music for their free skate as last season because they didn't show up much competitively. They're trying to tell a story, combining the beauty of pairs and ice dance. That's their objective as they skate the Leonard Bernstein West Side Story.
Maria, the most beautiful sound I ever heard. Maria, 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 Maria. I've just met a girl named Maria. Suddenly every thought I'll ever know. Everywhere I go, you'll be.
Mark, I just want to say something. We often talk about looking past any of the small mistakes to see the qualities of a skater, of a team. I like this team. I really like this team. They have nice positions, quality pair elements. He is so strong and so secure. And her positions in the lifts, beautiful. And they also have very strong solo elements. Now, they don't all work in this case, but they have them, and you can see them. And this team, wow, keep going.
It's interesting because I remember seeing Julia as a single skater in the junior ranks and thinking what a special skater that she was, but mindful of the fact that she wasn't competitive technically, and she struggled watching her as a single skater with the nerves of performance, and it seems she's so perfectly suited for this discipline.
Totally.
And this partnership too. We see, you know, there's an amazing bond between two humans in a pairs partnership, but I sense from Julia and Manuel there's a respect already formed very early in their partnership.
This team only got together in 2024, so it's been 1 year, and they're that good right now. And you can see the individual qualities, but we're also starting to see the pair qualities. Look at the eyes here and the hand movement. It's connected. Here's the twist. It's in level 4. Twist, hands to the side. Great catch, good split. That's a great pair element. That comes in at 6.86 points. Follow that up with triple Salchows. She's a little too far forward. Ouch. It's a hard fall, but you know she can do it. She didn't, she can.
I mean, to get to level 4
and the twist,
and because she's so new to the discipline as well.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not even like they're a new partnership. No. She's new to the discipline.
And you talked about the mixture of dance. Look at how they look at each other. Look how they have the patience to take the moment.
And interesting, I've been praising Julia for all that she's done so quickly in this discipline, but Manuel was giving energy.
Oh, totally.
Even when they stepped onto the ice, it was really, it almost looked like he was trying to reassure his partner who is newer to this discipline. That's what I felt. I mean, it could be completely wrong, but that's what I sense.
And I don't want to say that this team is a diamond in the rough, because they're not in the rough. They are a real true diamond. Maybe a little bit more polishing, a little bit more time, but this team could be very, very special. They already have some special qualities for sure.
And in this event, if we give context for this event, they are actually just 4 points off 5th place. They come into this event in the pre-skate in 9th place, but they're only 4 points behind 5th place, which gives us some semblance of appreciation for the proximity of these teams.
Look at that. There's something special about this team. We'll see whether it gets cultivated, developed over time, but what we see at this stage, with less than a year as a team, something is brewing. Something is unique, something special. Let's take a look at the scores. 98.94 out of scores is first in the free program so far with a total competition score of 152.03. Great job. Wow. That was fun. I know I got a little excited there. But here's the thing: is you look past those little mistakes and see what the raw skill and ability is, and it was glaring. It was beautiful in there. So I'm anxious to see not the result of this competition only, what will happen in the future, because I think they've got something.
And particularly cool to see Icelandic pair team.
Yeah, a special.
That's not a sentence that said much in figure skating.
Special.
Ever.
Okay, I'm going to calm down.
Yeah,
as we
I
take
like that. Yeah.
Okay, as we're going to take a break here in the ice resurfacing, and we'll be back with group number 2. And you're watching live coverage here in Beijing of Skate to Milano, the Olympic qualifying, the final spots that are open for Olympics. They'll be earned right here in Beijing. Stay with us. We'll be back. Welcome back, everyone, to Beijing, China. Day 2 of competition, skate to Milano. We are in the pairs free program, group number 2. Coming up shortly, I'm Ted Bart along with Mark Hanratty. Mark?
Yes, 8 teams left to skate. Only 3 will guarantee a spot at the Olympic Games. The first, now vying left to skate, Isabella Gomez and Alexander Corva, representing Philippines. And now it's the American pair team of Audrey Shin and Balazs Naj. And then to Sofia Holachenko and Artem Terensky from Ukraine. And then the final team in this group, representing Czechia, Anna Valesi and Martin Bidar.
Now, Mark, you mentioned a little earlier about the distance between the top 3, because there's only 3 teams come out of here, and these next group, as we take a look at the short program scores. So
there is a little bit of a gulf between the top 4 that we will see in the next group and this team. So currently, 4th place is 62.68. These teams on the ice now range between 57 and 53 points. That said, there's a fascinating tie. We don't often see an exact tie in points, but the 5th and 6th place teams after their short program have exactly the same points, 57.17. And in the short program, there's the technical or the total element score which separates a tie. Today it would be the program component scores which would break any tie.
So there is a possibility, certainly these elements have big points attached to them, like a throw or side-by-side triple jump. So there is the possibility here to make up that gap.
And actually, I think one thing that I have learned to appreciate in the pairs discipline, having watched lots of developmental teams, is that the lifts, whilst they are more reliable for senior teams, they are so heavily weighted and heavily valued, and we come to expect that they will take place without any mistake. However, even as recent as last week at the Lombardia Trophy, world medalist Sara Conte and Nicolo Macci had some problems with the lifts. Now, a Group 5 lift at level 4, which is what most of the teams will have 2 of in their free skate, it's 7 points. That's a hearty chunk of points, and that can...
Yeah, both those lifts, you're adding about 15 points, right? So one of those lifts goes down. That's huge.
Absolutely, and so we cannot be complacent to the potential for maneuverability. And whilst, of course, the teams on the ice now find themselves harder to get into the top 3 based on their scores in their short program, there are other factors now to consider for these teams. There are considerations for their domestic events to European Championships, or continents, World Championships as well. So it's not just Skate to Milano, it's Skate to Milano with a host of other caveats and stresses and excitements placed upon the shoulders of the 8 skaters on the ice.
I'm going, you're using all your energy on this intro, and you're gonna have an empty gas tank as we go into the last 2 groups.
Although, talking for...
But I was happy to let you carry on so I could conserve mine.
Talking for however many hours as we have to today versus doing a 4-minute pairs long program. Whew. What these guys have to do is hardcore.
Totally.
We have a marathon of a different kind.
Yeah, we do.
These guys have, well, that's another factor that we underappreciate, the anaerobic and aerobic capacities of figure skaters. Their endurance and sprint necessity is just unbelievable. That's another factor that makes our sport so incredible. You have sprinters who are anaerobic, you have long distance who are aerobic. We are somewhat cross mix of both.
Yeah. You need both, that's for sure. The tougher your program physically, the more that you're going to need, because you need explosive power through the physicality of the program, and of course you need the endurance of 3.5 or 4 minutes.
Yeah, and I think that was another thing that I appreciate having been more aware of the developmental teams about the impact of the exhaustion on a free skate for a pair team. And that's where we have seen in the earlier stages of a pair team more lifts go down.
And we talk about that on the juniors a little bit, about that fear. If you're not in shape, then coming into a competition, there's lots of fears that go around that, but one is the pain threshold that you're going to have to go through, not in an injury, but in just getting through the program. That tight chest, you've got to be in shape. And when you start these program run-throughs, you are dying because every bone in your body, every muscle,
every fiber
is
of your
just
being
reaching for oxygen. So it is really tough. And when you're in top shape, you can run through the programs, I don't want to say easily, but you can get through them, and they don't create the fear of getting through them. But early on, they do.
And I think, you know, for us, that is one thing that as commentators who did compete senior, we can wholeheartedly confirm, for those that are fans of the sport, for those that are maybe recreational skaters, I respect every skater, but you don't know the pain of a senior log until you've done a senior log.
So how long was your program?
4 minutes, and I did only junior free skating, so I never did a senior free skate, but I did junior and senior free dance. And my goodness me, I can still now remember the burn.
Yeah, well, yours was 4.5.
Yours was 5, yes.
5 minutes.
And you had to do
but
back to
here's
back.
the pain. Here's the pain. It was the painful for me to do it, but it was really painful for people to watch it. To have to watch 5 minutes of get this guy off the
Ted
ice.
Spartan is the reason that we've cut the free skates down from 5 to 4.
Get this guy off the ice. But I gave me more time to, you know, fix the mistakes I already made.
And look here for Anna and Martin, the focus and the concentration on technique. It was great to see the faces on the athletes prior to the throw. That concentration, imagine then maintaining that level of focus when your legs are burning, your lungs are burning.
And I think that's one of the things that television needs to do a better job of, is that if you take a look at what, you know, when we have the wide shots, you don't see anything about the skater. You don't see the choreography, you don't see the emotion, you don't see any of that. But you get inside that program and see the person while they're skating, not just the skater, the person. And you can read a lot of what's going on in the faces and the expression, obviously, in the body language.
And that is, you know, when we speak about differences between disciplines, you know, I'm a proponent of ice dance. It's a wonderful discipline. They are performing. For the pair skaters, of course, they perform too. But there has to be some understanding of disconnect from the music to ensure that these high-risk, dangerous elements are done with the focus necessary for safety.
Our
next team represents Philippines, 26-year-old Isabella Gamaz and 31-year-old Alexander Korobin.
Isabella and Alexander had a pretty solid short program. And as I said in the short program, their coaches Dimitri and Fedor reminding them to trust their training and each other. And never more important than now in the Olympic qualifying event as they skate to Malagina.
Mark, one of the difficult things in para skating is to keep the safety of the team through mistakes. Like he had tripped going before he went into that lift, and really an awkward trip. It was incredible how he put that lift up and how safe he was through the turns, protecting her for sure. This was a catch, back and forth program because they struggled in this program.
And this is everything that we don't want to happen for these athletes at this moment, and this is just where your heart goes out to Isabella Gomez and Alexander Corvin. That skate, just a nightmare performance for this team. They really cannot hide from the frustration of what that just was.
But fighting through that program for the safety of the team, because they had to, they're partway through and they were struggling. He was amazing to try to keep it together. But too many mistakes in this program is going to be pretty costly. There are 5 elements under review out of 11. Let's take a look at the twist that comes in at level 3. So a pretty good start to the program, nice and high, good catch. Here's the throw. Oh, that's a hard fall. Throw triple loop at the top of the program. And that's followed up here by the double toe loop by Isabella. Single axel. And another single axel. So less than what they had planned to do. Here's the throw, triple Salchow. And the legs got really apart in the air. A little bit of a wrap. Couldn't get the free leg back to check it out. There's that group 3 lift. And the hip, just incredible when you think of it. She cannot move 1 inch. She's got to just stay there. Trust the turns of the partner. You see the blade slip a little bit on his thighs. That last sort of dance lift near the end of the program.
The choreo sequence.
Yeah, just all a little scrambly. Because once one element goes down, how do you keep it together so you don't let it go into another?
Yeah, I think we're so mindful of the passion that Isabella particularly has to represent the Philippines and how proud she is to have Alexander alongside her flying the flag on the international skating scene, and the desire to continue to showcase that. And they said that, of course, the Olympics are their dream, but they said their coaches reminds them the goal here is to skate for each other, and they kept each other safe.
Yes. It doesn't always go well, and this was a tough day for this team. 80.55, that is 4th in the free program with a total competition score of 133.69. That put Isabella and Alexander currently in 4th place. That Olympic dream won't be the reality, but this is just a one stop on the journey of their career. More to come. Our next team represents the United States of America, 21-year-old Audrey Shin and 27-year-old Balash Naj.
And this team has the responsibility of trying to secure a spot for their nation. And you can see Audrey just clasping her hands in prayer, eager to move up in the standings after a disappointing short program. They skate to 2 Men in Love by the Irrepressibles.
If I asked you now, will you be my prince? Will you lay down your armor and be with me forever? See me running.
Mark, we've often remarked about how strong pair skaters have to be, not just physically strong to do the elements and whatnot, but that fall on that throw to Blue, and for her to get right back up, Audrey just got right back up, continue the program, that is so difficult.
Amazing human beings, pair skaters, they truly, truly are, and I have to give the utmost respect to Audrey Shen and Balazs Nagy, the way that they have conducted themselves here. They secured the representation for for America based on the Champs Camp and the criteria, and then beyond that, they had then been beat by some other American teams, and then I saw a whole lot of debate as to why they were selected for this event. And I saw it, they must have felt it. They must have felt all and sensed all of this debate as to their participation. They have come out, held their heads up high, represented as best they possibly can. And now perhaps, having done this event, they can then move on with a fight and a determination to go back to the US Nationals and then...
And this opportunity, it's not their fault. They earned that spot based on what was given out. And they're doing the best that they can.
And what I would say is that also for everybody that's watching and wanting to support their skaters, give them positive reinforcement, back your team, support the people that you want to see do well, and make them feel good so that you'll see the best results in the back.
You saw the triple toe at the top of the program. That was well done into the double axels. And they're working and fighting for everything right here. Second double axel. And they get that done. Here is the throw. Now this is a difficult fall. Watch happens here. Good height on this, but way forward, slips off. Bounces right back up, back outside desk foul here at a level 2, so missing a couple features there as well. After that hard fall, they kept it together, but it was a little bit of a struggle.
You sense it was a performance that felt like they were constantly having to battle and fight. This was certainly not a performance that we can relax and enjoy.
Which is a skill you have to learn, because you got to finish the program.
But even in the choreo sequences, we see the change of edge here. They've got class. They've got a beautiful position there. It's a big junction in the season now for a lot of these skaters. Of course, the objective was for Olympic qualification. Should that not now be the case? Now this kind of cuts a line in the sand for this part of the season.
Yep.
And now new goals, new plans, new fight.
This is not the end. This is just part of the journey of this season. They have a personal best of 111.99, not probably going to reach that score here. The season's best, though, is 106.12. They have a 104.67, and that'll put them currently, for the moment, at least into first place. Total competition score, 158.66.
In first place.
Our next team represents Ukraine. 20-year-old Sofia Halachenko, 24-year-old Artem Dorensky.
My respect for this team has already heightened, because as they were standing waiting to be introduced, they were applauding the previous skaters. So Sofia Halachenko and Artem Dorensky showcasing sportsmanship.
Well, all these athletes, they're classy people.
Yes.
Well, she puts her hands on her head. Sofia Alachenko, Artem Dorensky of Ukraine, that was the program they were hoping for, that they had trained for, and that they delivered. This is, I believe, the new leaders.
Yes, and it's fascinating to see how different teams are reacting to the competition they had last week at the Lombardia Trophy. And Sofia and Artem absolutely learning from what took place last week. They changed the planned program content. Last week they attempted triple flip. On this occasion, going a little bit simpler, but that paved the way for a better skate, landing both of the throws, which were not successful in Italy last week.
This is essentially a pretty clean program for them at this stage of the year when they most wanted it and needed it. And it sets the stage for the rest of the season, knowing that they can do it, knowing that they did it.
Absolutely, and you know, they haven't, this team lost their rink for a long portion of the summer, not able to train at all. They haven't though been able to train much from event to event, but they've obviously learned the mental tenacity and toughness from Lombardia last week to be able to deliver a much, much cleaner skate.
So we see the triple twisted at level 3 here, the triple Salchows. Single axle sequence that gathers 6.93 points on that sequence. Here is the throw triple loop, huge and so quick, and unusual entrances on the side going down the rink, not across the rink.
And they fell on that last week.
Yeah,
no such issue.
But that was a beauty here.
Yeah.
Really solid turns, good ice coverage.
Interestingly, all 3 of their lifts coming in at level 3. So they're features to be achieved as we see the throw triple Salcho and then that back outside 3 turn following it with a relief from the base.
It's a good 5-toe lift near the end of the program with a really nice flow here, good position in the air, really solid. You really didn't see any uncertainty or shakiness throughout this program. That was the best they could be on this day and at this stage of the season. Can't ask for much more. They have season best or personal best of 111.35. This score might beat that.
And now for Sofia and Artem, they've had consistency at Worlds and Europeans over the last couple of years as Ihor Marchenko joins them, now wanting to move up in the world standings and the world rankings.
Free program score, 112.24. That is first in the free program with a thank you, and a total competition score of 169.41 as they take the lead. 5 teams to come. So they're in the fight for it.
I like their coach gives jolly vibes in and around the venue.
Jolly vibes, I like that. Yeah, absolutely. He's got that big smile underneath that beard. Our next team represents Czechia, 23-year-old Anna Volsi and 26-year-old Martin Bidar.
So we've just seen the team that were 5th in the free skate at the Challenger Series event last week. Now to Anna Volsi and Martin Bidar, who were 3rd at that competition. Impressed many just a week ago, hoping to replicate or better. Skate to Notre Dame.
They'll need over 112.25 to take the lead in the free.
C'est une histoire qui a pour lieu Paris la belle au nom de Dieu 1482 Histoire d'amour et de désir Il est venu le temps des cathédrales Le monde est entré dans un nouveau millénaire L'homme a voulu monter vers les étoiles Écrire son histoire Dans le verre ou dans la pierre Pierre après pierre, jour après jour De siècle en siècle avec amour Il a vu s'élever les tours Qu'il avait bâties de ses mains Les poètes et les troubadours Ont chanté des chansons d'amour Qui promettaient tout genre humain de meilleurs demain. Il est venu le temps des cathédrales, le monde est entré dans un nouveau millénaire. L'homme a voulu monter vers les étoiles, écrire son histoire dans le verre ou dans la pierre.
Well, another team struggling a little bit, fighting through that program. What a great job he did to save that lift and bring her down. They're taught, the men are taught to bring the girl down on top of them, and he did a great job in that lift as it came down.
And we just saw there Anna Valesi just holding the face of Martin Bidar, saying all is okay. And interestingly, after the short program, this team said, or Anna said, that they were going to try to enjoy it and keep the connection between the two of us and try to support each other. Now, last week they had that brilliant skate in the Challenger Series in Lombardia. Really exciting to see a team that is so new doing so well. When there's such a new team, it's almost inevitable that there will be this inconsistency.
Yeah, for sure.
But what's great to see is that in light of adversity and less joyful skates, that there's still the support from her. He understandably disappointed. There is an element of male pride, I think, in the pairs discipline. You never want the lift to go down, but he did what was necessary, as you say, keeping her safe above all.
Yeah, and that's not it's not a problem through his strength. It was just a positioning, a timing issue. So, but you fight for it. But what's better? You need to fight for safety. Number one.
Anna's got such a gorgeous backline.
Yeah, beautiful. There's the triple twist that is in at level 3. So getting 3 out of the 4 features there. Nice extensions. There's the triple Salchows, and then it just steps out of that one. There's a look at that lift going up a little slow. Right here, you can see his feet get away. His feet get away from him. But he just brought her down on his shoulders, which is exactly what that male is taught to do, is be underneath her when she comes down if the lift has to come down.
And it still goes in as base value. They have to have 1 rotation for it to be in the system. Got that, so it wasn't cataclysmic. And now though, Nexus, that was the first of the 3 lifts. You have to wonder how much anxiety for him as he does this carry lift.
And anxiety for her, just trusting underneath his balance. And wow, the dynamics in those lifts in a situation like this are extraordinary, and you're just watching it. You're not feeling it. But if you had to, then you would understand that is risky business.
I just always feel with Andre Otterek, he's got your back, you know, guys. He'll make good of any situation.
Yeah, keep it in perspective. And look how hard they're both breathing. This is an exhausting discipline. And it's still early in the season, not 100% shape yet. Let's see the score.
Ana Valesi and Martin Vidar have earned
98.94. That is third in the 3 program. Total competition score of 156.11, and that will still keep them in 3rd place. And there are 4 teams to come. So that's
not meant to be a thing.
No. Yeah, it's not meant to be that.
Yeah.
That dream.
Be more ready.
Yes.
You need to still be more ready.
Yeah, exactly, and you could see that. It was well said, honest delivery, kind delivery by the coach. As we take a look at the standings so far, after 2 groups, final group coming up, they're in 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. 3 of them, or 3 teams at least, from where, will make it.
The first team to compete in this final group, Japan's Yuna Nagaoka and Sumitada Moriguchi. And then to the Armenian team of Karina Akapova and Nikita Rachmanin, hoping for another clean skate following a very strong short program yesterday.
From France, Kamil Kovalyev and Pavel Kovalyev.
Mr. and Mrs. Kovalev, Camille and Pavel.
As they walk out, pretty cool, pretty calm.
From People's Republic of China.
And here are the potential heroes of the day, at least so far after the short program, the leaders.
Jia Xuanzhang and partner Yihang Huang, to the sound of a very excited audience, eager to see them maintain the lead that they secured after the short program. However, as we have seen, there are no guarantees in this event.
They do have the biggest throws, that's for sure.
Coming in to this competition, Yuna Nagaoka and Sumitada Moriguchi had the highest scores prior to the Skate to Milano competition taking place. I'll be interested to see how they will react to the frustration of the short program that finds themselves out of the top 3 positions. Just to confirm, 3 teams here will be guaranteed to have secured their nation an Olympic spot. And of the teams on the ice, it is no guarantee that they will be the ones selected for their nation. There was a lot of excitement about the return of Sui and Han, the Olympic champions, to competition. It remains unclear as to whether or not they are definitively going to continue to compete this season or not. But as a confirmation, the skaters here are securing the spot for their nation, and then domestically that will be decided.
Well, that decision will be made by the federation later in the year, perhaps.
Yeah. Ooh. Everybody's got a job to do though. No, let's not worry about that just yet.
Well, it's a pretty good sized audience in here now. It's a big building. I would say there's probably around 4,000 or 5,000 people, I would say. Enthusiastic.
Yeah, and actually it's such a huge arena, as you say, Ted, and it could be the bottom tier could be absolutely full, but we have people sitting up very high in this arena. Now, 8 skaters on the ice. All of them had their earlier practice today at 10:40, and that took place in the practice rink, which is a short walk away from the main arena. And then they will have returned to the hotel in anxious preparation as the crowd react to the throw of the leaders.
Wow.
This is it now, Ted. This is the first Olympic place decider. Short programs are done, but now we're getting to the real excitement.
Three teams will realize a dream in just the next hour or so. They don't know it yet. They hope, and they're going to work for it. But lifelong dreams will come true for 3 teams. Maybe, because as you said, the decision will be made later. I shouldn't say that.
And again, I mentioned it in this short program, but there is a question mark over one of the teams who qualified a spot at the World Championships in Boston. There's a debate as to whether or not one of the teams that secured that spot are still training, are still competing. So therefore, all of the teams and the alternates following this event have to be on guard and ready in place to potentially take their spot.
Good point.
But you don't want to rely on that. You don't want to be...
No. I don't know if this is right or not, but I sense that the audience, not only in this building, but even watching online, are a little bit more engaged in the sport and what's happening. It doesn't matter, yeah, you want to see all the best, but there's a lot of really good skaters around the world, and there's a lot of new countries that are coming in. I think the sport is, I don't want to say reinventing itself, it's gaining a bit of momentum, and perhaps the ISU through their 2030 vision will begin to enhance that even further. Hopefully that's true. It's what I'm feeling, what I'm sensing.
Certainly the passion that we sense in and around the building, not just of the ISU, but also of those, the coaches, the skaters, everybody here wants to see these athletes supported and given a platform to celebrate their brilliance, not just with the skating community, but with the world. And I think here in this venue, particularly as we're watching the pairs event, this is an audience, the Japanese and their triple loops looking very good here, but this is an audience who have had Olympic champions in this discipline. This is the nation that has boasted the likes of Xu Zhen and Hong Bo Zhao and Sui and Han, so they know what good pair skating is.
This is like hockey for Canada.
Yeah.
It is. You know, they're used to gold medals at the Olympics.
Yeah. And does that then apply further pressure to Jia Zhuangzhang and Yi Han Huang? That said, we have had Chinese representation in the ice dance competition, in the women's event, and in this pairs event, and thus far, the home skaters have really
But in some ways,
delivered.
I mean, last year they were junior champions. So they were junior. They come into this event, they had no fear. Right? They weren't like, I don't think that, and you know, we're just guessing here, obviously, but this team is young. They're on top of their game. They're comfortable and they're confident, and they don't yet perhaps feel that, you know, they're near the end of their career and they have to make and all that kind of stuff. They might be physically or psychologically a little bit lighter, if you will.
And it's
a little bit more innocent, perhaps.
Yeah, and it's interesting to consider the longevity and the timelines for this pairs discipline that are, there's an awareness certainly in the ice dance discipline that the top contenders are now in their 30s and they have to have decades worth of time together. Then you look at the likes of Aliona Savchenko and Bruno Masso, the 2018 Olympic champions. I think she did 5 Olympic games. So taking that into consideration for Jia Zhuangzhang and Yi Han Huang, they've not yet done 1 Olympic Games. Whether they do it this time or not, they've certainly got
time. They have time and they have skill.
That may not be the case for the team currently lying in second place, Camille and Pavel Kovalev. So as confirmation throughout the entirety of Skate to Milano thus far, very different approaches and perspectives for all of the skaters in the competition, however, all have the same goal.
And here we go. The final group. The countdown. Oh, you're stressed already, aren't you?
It's just
calm down, everyone. Calm down.
It's a big deal for these people.
I know. You're sitting and talking. Don't
yeah.
sweat.
I want them all to skate cleanly. That's
so do I.
Desperation.
So do I. Here we go. Our first team representing Japan, Yuna Nagaoka and Sumitara Moriguchi.
And Yuna and Sumitara skate to the Tree of Life suite. Yuna is Mother Nature, and Sumitara embodies the grandeur of nature itself. That's the concept for their free skate. Just see marking through the takeoff of the triple loop, which caused her problems in the short program for Unit. That'll be the second element.
Out of 11 elements, 4 of them were in the minus GOEs. The reason I say that is what's unusual about this team, or what's excellent about this team, as all Japanese skaters have incredible skating skills.
Yeah.
So even though there were some small mistakes there, you never felt that the program deteriorated. They had some struggles, but they kept the flow, and they pick up acceleration and speed so quickly, so effortlessly. It's amazing.
Yeah, truly the testament to the program component scores and the skating skills which have been instilled in them from an early age as single skaters as well.
Yeah.
And that the fallback that they've got despite the mistakes made. What I really sense in this team is the support from Sumitada to Yuna. She acknowledged after the short program that she was understandably very nervous. She said Kathy Reid had helped her a lot in coping with those nerves. But I also feel like Sumitada, even through the performance, he was so mindful of her. There was an Ina Bauer transition, and he had to deviate and pull his edge. He was always looking, always mindful.
Yeah. But they were always at the same speed. Like, you never felt one was lagging behind.
Yeah.
And those skating skills kept the team together throughout this program, and that was extraordinary, especially when they're struggling a little bit. It's amazing.
The quality that will be reflected in the skating skills component score from the judges, and that is the highest of their 3 component scores thus far. As they greeted the coaches that they moved to this season, who they have acknowledged have helped them a lot, and they have made huge strides. They had...
Here's the triple twist. That's just a level 2, so missing 2 out of the 4 features. That catch was probably a problem.
Now, we saw her triple loop in warm-up. I was busy yabbering away in warm-up, and she showcased this gorgeous triple loop double axel, but competitions that increased pressure.
Yeah, she missed it in the short, and I think that's in her head a little bit there, but gets right back up into it. Double axels at the end. Thought through that. Here's that 5 axel lift. Look at the speed across the ice. What great flow he has. You don't see snow. He's not on his toe picks. He just keeps those running edges.
Yeah, they're fast becoming a team with a reputation for some amazing ice coverage and lifts.
Yeah. There's that triple sacco. The hands go down. Shot of the lift here. So much going on. The stability below has to be continued flow, no change of speed, and she has to stay absolutely still in her positions.
And that part of the this choreography here, just testament to all of the endless hours of work that are done both on and off the ice, the way in which Nagaoka holds her body there. Proof that I'm sure there's going to be a lot of ballet work done in advance of what we see now at the Olympic qualifier.
So, 126.50 is their personal best.
The scores, please.
They're going to fall short of that, but all they need is a 106.75 to take the lead in the free. They have a 115.98. That is first in the pre-program with a total competition score of 178.66. They take the lead. 3 teams to come. They just need to beat 1 to make the Olympics.
You don't want anybody that's like, oh, they got to beat 1, but then it's a shape another one.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's competition.
Mark.
They are no longer in the driver's seat. They've done their job. Up next, from Armenia, 22-year-old Karina Akapova and 26-year-old Nikita Rachmaninoff.
And this team share the same coaches, but they were so confident and self-assured in their short program. Let's see, Karina wants to invigorate the thighs to ensure that they have another clean skate, and this the free skate to a Slumdog Millionaire track.
Well, clearly, we have just seen our new leaders.
Yes.
That was so solid.
Oh. And again, love to see it when the skaters go out and give a performance that deserves to be rewarded. I've not looked even at what's happening on the technical panel or the judging panel, but that deserves to be rewarded, and they have done their job. And you can see now Karina Akapova just reacting to what she has realized that she and her partner on and off the ice have achieved.
And I don't know whether this is true or not because I have no idea. Is this the first Armenian team that will qualify for the Olympic Games?
We need to stat check. I think it's distinctly possible. I'm always a bit reluctant to confirm.
Yeah, I know. It was distinctly possible, yes. Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll have to check that, but maybe somebody will text you and say, no.
Soon enough, hopefully. But for Karina and Nikita, now what you're seeing now, the emotion and the enormity of the occasion, it's not just going and doing a clean skating practice.
No.
It's doing it when it counts with the enormity of representing your nation.
With a lifelong dream on the line. And
they don't know what we assume. I've still not looked to see what the judges are thinking, but they don't know yet what has just happened in regards to the placement. They may be aware of what the Japanese scored. They did their job. They did the best they could.
Well, I think they know what the other teams do and can do. And then they know what they can. And they did everything they can do here. Let's take a look at the triple toe loops. Good units. And she gets that free leg back just in time. Holds the back up nice and straight. Doesn't let that jump get away from her.
And, you know, this team, they don't have the quality of skating skills as the Japanese.
No.
But they delivered.
But they have others. You know, look at the qualities of their lifts and their throws and a clean program. Here's the throw triple Salchow. He gets out of the way as he passes her through into the air. And she rides that edge. Extended free leg, great speed. That was a beauty. That was a little shaky going up that lift. He gets her shifted over to his right hand, locks that elbow.
And just for comparison, the lift comparison between this and that of the Japanese, there's maybe a 1.5 points difference for the Japanese team in grade of execution in favor of the Japanese, because their lifts were so incredibly good at ice coverage. However, the side-by-side jumping passes and the two throws are accountable for so much.
Yeah. That's what you work for. That's you go through those mornings and those evenings and then life, hard work off. You go through life, everything for a moment like that. And for most people, it doesn't happen.
And we might be about to see the first skaters that have booked their ticket to skate to Milan.
Yeah. We'll see.
How good is the reaction? I've still not looked at it.
I'm pretty sure here. Yeah, okay, we're good. The numbers are fine. Season's best is 109.64, but they have a 122.99 season's best. That is first in the pre-program with a total competition score of 186.84. They are in the top 3.
And they will now be another Armenian pair team like Maria Krasnodeva and Alexander Chesnik, who were Olympians for Armenia in 1998.
There you go. Thank you for that answer. Just wondering though, it's still somewhat historical.
Our next skaters represent France.
Our next team represents France, Camille and Pavel Kovalev.
Camille and Pavel choosing rock music. Pavel picked it. They feel entertained, and they hope that the public do too. But as much as they hope that the public are entertained, they need the judges to be sufficiently entertained to book their ticket.
And they need the elements.
Well, the immediate kiss from Pavelta's wife, Camille, says it all. I don't know, it's not about there's he's just making sure his wife's okay because she had the fall on the triple toe. How impactful will that be for this husband and wife team? And I don't know, Ted, but you know, this team at 30-33, I feel like this is potentially their last shot at the Olympic Games, and so this as poignant as ever.
And as we see the scores coming in, it's ever so close. Third place is 105.14, and we see their score being calculated now, going up and down, and it's ever so close, and we'll just wait and see. So this dream, this goal is on the edge.
And you can see Camille knows, she knows.
You know, it takes a lot of courage to put your life on the line, your dreams on the line. And there's a look at the twist. That is in at a level 2, so missing 2 of the features. So those few points that separate first, or that third spot from fourth.
And Camille's been so solid with the toe this week. I've got to say though, Ted, I love so much the transitional content, and Pavel, my understanding is that Pavel did their choreography, some fun choreography. The transition into the throat of a salto was crazy hard too. Flip was good.
Yeah, this was solid. This was great. Strong on the landing leg, punches the free leg back. Here's that scoop 3 lift. Difficult entry. And that is the final lift of the program, level 4. A little slow going through there. But it looks like the score is very close.
So effectively they need, 114.4 to make the top 3. Bruno Masso, 2018 Olympic champion. Oh, Bruno, Ale wants to now know what the judges make of what's just happened.
Okay, settle down. Settle down. There we go. I know it is a big deal. 107.30, that is fourth in the free program. He nods his head, but it's this score that matters. It's a 171.58, and that'll put them third with one team to come. Wow.
Oh, look how is he doing that? He's applauding. What a good sportsman.
That's incredible. That's incredible. What a sportsman. There they are.
Well, the final team to compete, they were utterly brilliant in the short program. Jia Xuanzhang and Yihang Huang. And tell thousands of people here that they are going to become the champions as they get ready to skate to O by Coldplay. Zhuan Zhang and Yihang Huang. The story of this free skate choreographed by Benoit Richaud is the story of a bird afraid to fly and another guiding it forward, reflecting their own transition from juniors to seniors.
Well, in a smooth transition it was.
And what I notice most as this team has stepped up to seniors, not just the packaging, which has much more senior energy behind it, an emotion from Zhuan Zhang that probably increased undoubtedly under the magnifying glass of an audience in this venue that all were so desperate for this team to deliver.
Well, this was a brilliant program because it brought this team to a new level of performance, a new level of sensitivity. When you move from junior to senior, what's the difference? Well, generally speaking, the top juniors do pretty much the same elements as the seniors do. So what is the difference? It's the maturity, and in 1 year, that has grown immensely.
And for me, I don't think skating skills are the strongest of those that we have seen, but it's that packaging and the delivery.
Tears. In this case, tears of joy.
And that, we can't, this is such a huge, huge moment, especially for skaters that have got the rich heritage of Chinese pair skating that they do. They have been given the responsibility of their federation to secure a spot.
They delivered. They delivered. We'll take a look at some of the elements, but watch right here, just the sensitivity at the beginning of the program, the patience, the look, and the arm movements. Here is the twist. This is incredible. Look at the height, the hands down to the side. This is a level 3, so missing one of the features out of that. And I don't doubt that they'll come soon. Here's the triple toe loops. Good timing on the takeoff together. The landing. Now they have to only do the single axle here, then they gain momentum and push themselves up into the triple axle, or double axle, pardon me. So it's a good plan. Give yourself a bit more time. I think that's going to be downgraded, or no, it's an under rotation. And that was the only big mistake in the program of the fall, the Yihan.
And then for Jia Zhuan on these throws, she knew her partner had gone down. She had so much pressure then on those 2 throws.
Yes.
And no wonder she's crying, releasing the emotion that she had to contain to get those 2 throws done.
She was so strong in the back, and you'll see in the throws, that strong back, just stay there. Be patient for that landing. Don't reach for it. Here it is. Watch the strength in the back. She keeps straight here. She takes the leg open now, keeps the back strong, pushes the leg behind.
Little change of edge and the move of her wrist, but the face was everything, the expression and the emotion. Because to some extent, Ted, this is their Olympic moment. They're not going to, I think, or believe, contend for medals, but this skate to Milano for this team in this rink in front of a home crowd, this could be as poignant for them as participation in the games.
Could be, but never say never. We don't know. Look how far they have come in a year. And there are some incredible teams around the world, so I think you're probably right, but
I look forward to now hearing.
Come up, I love it. It's awesome.
I want to hear the reaction from the audience. You can see in this arena as we look around, people looking up at the screens, eagerly anticipating what we know is likely to happen.
Yeah. As we get the music, the tension, the build-up.
I don't mind the music when I know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I know. It's when you don't know. Here we go. The score, 124.84. That is first in the free program. And you know what that means. You're looking at the champions here with a 191.52. Zhuan Zhang and Yihan Wang from China. They have earned an Olympic spot. They've earned a gold medal. The champions here in Beijing. And there is a look at the results in the pairs program, the pairs event. And the top 3 teams, China, Armenia, and Japan, have earned the spots, the Olympic spots. And now, that gate is closed. It's full. The pair.
Yeah, we now know the pairs skating Olympic nations competing in Milano in 2026. And we wish them and all those that have already achieved their place based on the World Championships earlier this year the most success and health over the next few months.
Yeah,
to the
we
games.
sure do. Boy, well, that was fun event. Now, Mark, question.
Oh, gosh.
What's up next?
We are heading into now another decider. There's more adrenaline to work through. The women's free skate coming up. At least there are 5 spots available in that
Yes,
event.
that's going to be even more interesting. There's no question of that. Well, what a great event in the pairs free program. Exciting, exciting, of course. The home team takes the title here in Beijing. That concludes our coverage of the pairs event. Up next will be a rather long women's free program, the second medal event. The medals will be presented a little bit later tonight. For all of us here at the ISU, we hope you've enjoyed this, and we hope that you'll stay with us. Stay back, stay around. We will be back with the women's free.